all-night shifts and don't get given enough breaks and can't drink coffee on camera, but let me know if you think any different.
What the f***? Halt doch mal. Die hat einen Anfall, Digga.
Yardım edin lan ona. What the f***? Siktir yardım edin amına koyayım. What the f***?
Ich kann das gar nicht angucken, Alter. Die hat einen Anfall, Digga. Die ist fertig.
That is so savage. God damn. Is there not like labor employment regulations for Britain where like a company that's doing this, like, come on. Okay, so I saw my first episode of this. How do you pronounce this? Mün, or is it mün? How do you pronounce the U with the two dots over it in Nordic countries? I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, she did a fantastic video that everyone really loved, and then I noticed that her newest one was going to be on the gambling streams, the gambling meta. So I was excited. It's pronounced ooh. It's pronounced e muwam muwam. It's pronounced muwam me. All right, I understand now. I'll tell you one thing. During the entirety of the hot tub meta, which of course was to very physically attractive women who were competing, I guess, in some sense, but they were both doing the hot tub display streams, and it pissed a lot of people off, specifically the men's rights advocates, which is weird, because you would think they were the ones that love that. They're the ones who are always like, we need more female video game characters that look like, you know, hentai and stuff like that, but they were just really upset at this, because at the end of the day, in my opinion, they couldn't control it. Like, they like having the booba, but they like the booba not to control them, but the other way around, as they want to be able to tell the booba what to do. But then, of course, the whole thing was working out as it was. Anyways, that got everyone super mad. I noticed while that was all happening that something else was happening. There was XQC and Trainwrecks were doing these things where they would stay up all night, sometimes in front of like 70,000 people, 70,000 viewers, and just do slot machines. Like, not even skill gambling, like slot machines. You know, like the random machines in casinos you see old people just pulling on all day with the lights and the sounds. And they were doing it all with Bitcoin. They were doing Bitcoin gambling slot machines with codes, sign-up codes. Like at the top, you can even see it here in this picture. It says stake.com, code APE for 18% cash back or whatever. And I was like, this is infinitely worse, this gambling meta. Right? Like, if you want to make an argument that all of this content, whether it's hypersexualized content, you know, the horse farting ASMR streams, or adults gambling and playing poker, fine. I'll agree with you. Make the whole thing 18 plus. I think XQC was the one who wasn't doing that. XQC most likely has at least 10,000 underage viewers. If he's got 80,000, I mean, the averages of the people who view Twitch and the demographics are probably going to be in the ages of 16 to 18, who are just watching them play hyper addictive gambling video games. And the thing is, the people doing these, they don't have a lot to lose. I'm guessing Trainwrecks has a partnership or a deal with this company, and I'm sure XQC had the same thing. If it's like, well, yeah, you get $10,000 for free to play today, it's like, okay, cool, so you just play, and then in their minds, it's like, well, we're getting thousands of new people to become addicted to this, and they all pull them into this. I don't know. It seemed wild, and I was surprised that it went on for as long as it did. Then, of course, that really cool moment happened where H383 and Hassan called them out. But then there was a lot of new revelations, and there's been revelations within revelations. And this is a new documentary that's supposed to blow the lid off all of it. But, let's just see.
You got that! You got that! What is that? You know what you're doing, gay! Go! Let's go, baby! Oh my god! 37 bit, let's go! Let's go! That's it, the max win!
Okay, so I thought it was those big two. I thought it was XQC and Trainwrecks. It looks like it's a lot of people. Holy shit, it's a lot of big streamers.
The people that will lose are the viewers.
Companies were coming to me. We want you to stream on our website, gamble, and we are willing to pay you $35,000 an hour.
How many people do you think would turn down $1 million a month?
They tune in, they see him winning like $5 grand in one pull or whatever.
35,000 an hour?
And then they think like, oh, I'll do it too.
If you're getting an offer from a casino sponsorship, you're already a multimillionaire.
Yo, I get scuffed ass offers. And there's nothing even close to that. Are you kidding me? Fucking Surfshark. We will pay you $35,000 an hour to play gambling video games on your thing. And you know what the wild thing about all this is that it creates this illusion, right? When you see this, and I'm gonna guess there's tons of highlight clips, when you see those moments, XQC just won $35,000, $50,000, $100,000 live on stream. Oh my God, whoa! And everyone's like, whoa, share, viral. It makes it look as if it's easy. It makes it look like, well, why am I not doing that? The sign up code is right there on the screen. I'm only a couple of these away, you know?
You need to be a multi-millionaire?
Like, I'm not convinced that it's rigged, but I'm sure as hell not convinced it isn't.
Just to let you know, at the point of me finishing the editing for this video, Twitch came out with this statement basically saying that they're banning the use of referral codes and links to gambling sites from their streams. This, however, in my opinion, is not really enough. Streamers are still allowed to play slots, roulette and dice games on stream, but this means that the incentive, although slightly diminished, is still there if these creators are still allowed to stream gambling at all, as sponsored streams are still a possibility even without the use of codes. So all of my concerns in this video are still very valid, but it seems that Twitch are keeping their options open with regards to their approach, so maybe we'll see further crackdowns in the future. Gambling streams. They've been all over Twitch recently, and I wanted to know what the hell was going on and how the hell can they afford to pay streamers like Trainwreckstv and Aiden Ross over $1 million a month.
Oh, I could answer that one for you. Because they make a lot of money. Oh, wow. There's nothing profitable like casinos. Are you kidding me? And then if you add the online and the cryptocurrency components, you start putting those places in, I don't know, offshore areas, islands perhaps, ones that you don't have to worry about the local laws and governance that oversee it. Cryptocurrency making the entire thing even more shady. Oh yeah, there's just money to be printed in this.
Well, yes, because they're casinos, but there's more to it than that. Just to fully disclose my stance here, I'm not a gambler, and I never have
Spike
been.
trees, thank you.
But that's not
Appreciate
to say
it.
I've not enjoyed watching people gamble, though, and I used to be obsessed with Deal or No Deal as a kid. But
3
this
months?
is how the show would have gone.
If I was earning $1 million a month, it would take me 3 months and I could buy a house in Vancouver finally. It'd be great.
If I were the banker.
That's for certain. Hello.
All right, blouse wanker, pass me on to the woman. All right, hear me out. You are gonna take this deal, you fucking idiot. You do realize that there's a 50% chance of you going home with 1p, right? Don't listen to Noel. Do you really think he has your best interest at heart? He brought Mr. Blobby into the world. Do you remember the childhood trauma, Tracy? Do you remember? And now he just prances around on Channel 4 telling people choosing completely random boxes that their choices are somehow spiritual and dictated by some higher deity. He says he can feel the energy in your box, for fuck's sake. I'm imagining every non-Brit watching this right now with a shocked Pikachu face.
Okay, so I got some of the references. I know that game. I've watched it. I've watched the viral videos. I did not know the thing he wrought upon the world, that really horrifying but there was enough for me to be able, I could read between the lines there. It was all right.
For anybody out of the loop with these gambling streams, Twitch streamers such as Rushdeen, Miskiff, Aiden Ross, Space Banks, Mo, XQC.
What? All of them? And hold up, Miskiff did it? I thought he was like the honorable one, who was like, yeah, I just want to expose this for what it is. I was offered $35,000 an hour to do this. Did not take it. All right? Did not take it. There's more important things than money. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Sending a message to the kids. I got you.
Trainwrecks and RiceGum have recently been taking up these deals to stream themselves gambling, sometimes with real money, sometimes
he did
with
it and then he
money
felt
from
guilty.
casinos.
Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, what a noble dude. I just want to say, you know, like I took the cash and everything and I really got a lot of kids addicted to gambling, but I feel bad. The others, they don't really feel bad, so I'm better.
times for up to 24 hours per session. So the main two sites which these streamers seem to be using are called Roulette and Stake Casino, which are online-only crypto casinos, which means anyone with a crypto wallet who claims to be over 18 can sign up. There's even a dedicated category on Twitch just for people playing slots, and many of the streamers in this category have their own promo codes. Now, just to make this very clear, I'm not accusing anyone in this video of doing anything illegal. I'm just questioning the morality behind it all and criticizing the way that the entire system behind it is set up to allow people, and especially children, to be exploited. The biggest slot player on this site is Trainwreckstv, who consistently clocks around 30 to 40,000 viewers consistently on his streams. This is also a man who blew up on Twitch by performing a misogynistic rant because more female streamers had come onto the platform and were stealing his viewers.
These motherfuckers, these fake fucks, these girls that rejected us, these girls that come back into our streaming community.
Okay, so I know, I guess, a cursory understanding of Twitch lore. Like I understand some of the big Twitch lore things, some of the big Twitchers. I did not know about Trainwreck's origin story until someone sent me this video. That apparently this was the viral video that everyone was like, this speaks to me.
From now on, we will not give you money. Pussy's pussy. Don't put it on a pedestal. Put it where it belongs. On the fucking couch and on the fucking ground.
Lovely. To be honest though, if you take the gambling element out of his streams, it's pretty fucking hilarious to watch because he somehow looks like that coked up, roided dude bro at the gym and a mod for an incel forum at the same time. And he's playing games that look like the ones that your mum plays on the iPhone 7 that you handed down to her.
Fine, guys, can you Twitch Prime sub to make up for that, please? It'd be very kind of you. Don't worry. Doghouse, take it all, please. I'm smiling right now. Is Twain
angry at the doggy?
So here's the thing. Like, I heard Train lives in Vancouver now, so this is probably one of those wild Vancouver apartment condo things that are like, you know, 2 to 3 milli, that just have like a giant view of the ocean and stuff like that. If you are earning 23,363 subs, so, you know, you multiply that by 5, take half off or whatever his contract is, in addition to whatever this company is paying you, stake, like, he must be printing cash now. This whole thing, it's not even about the entertainment anymore. It's just like, yeah, I can earn, like, you know, millions and millions of dollars.
Please? That'd be fantastic. Oh, it's okay, Doghouse.
In July, Ethan from H3H3 and Hassan Piker debated streamers XQC and Trainwrecks on the morality of these, as they call them, GAMBA streams. Well, it was called a debate.
What keeps you motivated and what keeps you going is because
you would get banned if you did the same thing with water. If you were to conduct in a way that would self-harm you or kill you with water, you'd get banned just as much as if it was with alcohol. The end game, possible, worst outcome is irrelevant.
What?
It's irrelevant.
Water is not an addictive substance.
Here, he defends being paid $1 million per month by Stake Casino, which essentially comes from the gambling losses of his followers.
But I'll tell you, $1 million. $1 million a month.
Plus 200.
It's so great. I remember Hassan had like, that's Hassan, all right? That's Hassan with the $3.5 million mansion. It was still like, that's in addition to, you gotta be kidding me.
$50,000 every.
Does that even include his winnings? What happens if he has a really good night? Does he get to keep that, or is it all just digital? Is it all just like, oh no, none of the money is real, we'll just give you the $1 million? Like, the Trainwrecks always wins. Okay, we'll just say that.
3 months from people who use his code on Stake.
Yes, that's a lot of houses.
On your code, by the way.
Cheap. In 3 months, I made $250K.
Okay.
In 3 months.
Okay.
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
By basically saying it's okay because whilst streaming, sometimes for 24 hours straight with his code on the screen, it's apparently fine because he puts 18 plus in the titles of his streams, which, as we know, is a steadfast way of keeping kids away from your stream. It's literally impossible.
But I don't push the code at all.
It's on your screen the whole time, right?
It is on my screen, but I tell people not to gamble at all,
So by promoting gambling.
So by that, I'm sure everyone has seen it. Like when Trainwrecks goes live, there's that line at the bottom It's just like this thing, don't gamble, all in capitals. That's his PSA. And then the show begins.
He's actually promoting anti-gambling. He also argues that he's putting people off gambling because he loses so much money, and reckons that the only people using his code are degenerates like him who...
Because like gambling addictions don't work in either direction, right? It only works in one direction. You're only excited if you're winning. That's it. That's the only thrill. And then otherwise, there's nothing to worry about.
Who are already addicted to gambling.
That's great. People who gamble already are the ones that will be converted. Do you understand?
Which, in my opinion, does not make his stance any better. Encouraging people who are already problem gamblers to gamble more can actually be deadly. Gambling is perceived by
but apparently
many
there's
as a
much better ones in Canada, so that's why he came here.
But becoming a problem gambler actually changes the way that your brain is wired. It's a brain disorder, and this brain disorder is preyed on by the gambling industry. And when Train says that his on-stream losses are preventing people from gambling, this isn't the case with problem gamblers. It's not the way that their minds work.
Winning and waiting to see if you've won, the anticipation, they're both pretty much the same. And that's a really key point about gambling. It's not just the winning that counts, it's the taking part. And the taking part repeatedly when you don't win is as activating to a gambler as the winning.
This is how being in the red makes it so addictive. It's the chasing of your loss.
Well, that's good. Norm Macdonald, gambling is the only disease where you can win $1 million. True.
Under the false belief that your losses will eventually balance themselves out, a phenomenon called the gambler's fallacy.
We need 3 more. 3 more light up coins, please, to get us to that level. Don't be a bitch.
Not this spin, but next spin. Watch. I'm calling it. Next spin. It's gonna be 2 coins.
This is what makes it more like a drug addiction than an obsessive compulsive disorder. It's about looking for that next hit and not stopping until you get it, even if it's costing you a lot of money. Some games will even artificially increase the number of near misses, because to a problem gambler's brain, that's basically the same as a win. Even though it doesn't mean anything at all because the numbers are completely random, witnessing a near miss will falsely tell the player's brain that a win is now more likely to come.
Give us the buffalo with the multis, please. Oh, fuck, that could have been so big. Give us any animal with multis all the way across.
This is a psychological phenomenon called the illusion of control. Some casinos program video slots to show near misses often on non-playing lines to exploit this psychology. But this feature is so damaging to some problem gamblers that in some places it's become illegal.
Gamblers are not bad? She's not saying gamblers are bad. She never said that once. She's explaining the psychology of it, how it works on the brain.
To program your game to do this, but it still remains legal.
If anything, she's saying that they're victims.
In most jurisdictions. Slots is the perfect game for playing with a problem gambler's brain. It completely relies on chance, the computer's pseudo-random number generator, and shows your near misses very clearly. It's a perfect storm to keep a problem gambler playing. It's the crack cocaine of the casino world. Features like this take people to the brink, and often over the brink, of suicide. The death rate from gambling addiction is much higher than substance addiction, because it's not a vice that you can easily move past, even if you manage to kick the habit.
Old people with social security, they have budgets and they can win big. There's nothing I would recommend harder to someone who's old, who's living off social security, than to not try and gamble it away. Like, yes, you can win big, but statistically, like, you know, in most gambling games, the casino wins. That's the entire business model of casinos. Like, even something as black and white as, say, the roulette table is statistically set up to have a slightly higher advantage to the house. Don't gamble your social security. You could win. That's just gambling in general. You could too. Like, that's the whole thing. That's the gambler fallacy.
Financial burden can follow you for the rest of your life. So the copious amounts of money that these streamers are being paid is coming out of the pockets of their viewers' losses, some of whom will eventually, sadly, gamble themselves to death. So why are there not extremely heavy regulations on it? Well, it brings in a lot of money which the CEOs of casinos can lobby politicians with, such as
Sure, wage weapon, but that's a totally different argument. If you're like, I enjoy the fact that as a casino owner or as like someone in a community with casino owners, we're taking money from like a particular group, then that's different than saying that you can win big as an old person and survive. Like that would be really bad advice to give someone who could potentially lose their pension, right?
Casino magnate Sheldon Adelson, who donated to both the Trump and Biden campaigns but staunchly supported Trump and the GOP, and made so many large donations that he was dubbed the Kingmaker. And here in the UK, MPs have received thousands in gifts from bookmakers by defending betting machines in Parliament.
It is a myth to suggest that problem gambling is entirely the result of fixed odds betting terminals. There is a problem with problem gambling. There are a small number of people who do suffer from addiction, and of course they need some protection.
And these ads, of course, make online gambling look exceptionally glamorous and lucrative. Ooh, look, on this one you can see the other people you're playing with. Look, you'll definitely get paired with a sexy bikini lady on a beach, and definitely not a dude with his penis out. No, sexy bikini lady. Huge gambling conglomerates don't really have any interest.
But I wanted head from the sexy bikini lady. I gotta sign up. What's the promo code?
Problem gamblers are the bread and butter of the gambling industry. Etain, the company that owns all of these betting companies, takes 38% of deposit money from just 1% of its customers. Oh, but they're not problem gamblers. No, they're VIPs. Companies do not disclose what constitutes a VIP, but some firms are known to have a net loss threshold above which VIP status is conferred. Just doing a quick search on Indeed for gambling VIP manager jobs, we have job descriptions which are described as follows. Grow the casino VIP members by identifying and developing new VIP customers through networking, relationship building, and customer referrals. Actively reduce the rate of VIP attrition through knowing your customers and spotting signs they are at risk of lapsing, implementing strategies to retain them. But contrary to this, you are also supposed to encourage and support greater awareness and vigilance from the team in spotting and dealing with suspicious transactions and problem gambling. Good luck with that, whoever fills that role. And
Retain
looking
them.
at the
Yeah.
employment reviews from people who have worked at casinos, the complaints vary, but one complaint seems to be consistent across the board: low pay. Because clearly these casinos cannot afford to pay a proper living wage.
$3.65 billion revenue? Wow. Wow. And that's pounds. British notes. My word. Stones.
As a VIP customer of 888 Casino, you can get your very own private blackjack table livestream with a private dealer who definitely does not appear overworked and underpaid. Okay, I didn't realise this whilst recording,
sad.
but there's this whole conspiracy theory on TikTok that these girls and some of the boys are actually being trafficked because so many of them appear tired.
That's
Honestly
really
though, in my
sad.
opinion,
Shit.
that's just TikTok for you. I think it's probably...
Yeah, no, that's just TikTok being TikTok. These are clearly people who are overworked and underpaid, but they're live. Because normally when, like, you know, the rest of us are overworked and underpaid, we're not on camera.
Just because they're doing all-night shifts and don't get given enough breaks and can't drink coffee on camera. But let me know if you think any different.
What the fuck?
Halt doch mal. Die hätten Anfall, Digga.
Yardım edin lan ona. What the fuck? Jetzt siktir yardım edin amına koyayım. What the fuck?
Ich kann das gar nicht angucken, Alter. Die hat einen Anfall, Digga. Die ist fertig.
That is so savage. God damn. Is there not, like, labor employment regulations for Britain where, like, a company that's doing this, like, come on.
This When the Fun Stops Stop campaign was completely funded by the gambling industry itself and has been found to be, surprise, surprise, completely ineffective.
Surprise, surprise. The unexpected hits you between the eyes.
Because guess what? When the fun stops, you're addicted. You can't stop. And this is exactly the same as Train saying, "Don't gamble, idiots," on stream every time he wins, and in the titles of his streams. It clearly doesn't work. Why else would they be paying him over $1 million a month?
No, Honestly, that blew my mind. The Train's defense for this whole thing, he was like, hey, come on, what I'm doing is I'm actually teaching everyone about the dangers of gambling, because hey, when they watch me lose money and get all upset, then they'll be like, well, that looks terrible, I don't want to do that, because that's how this all works, right?
One thing that I can defend Train on, though, is the fact that he doesn't seem to have a very young audience. And although that doesn't stop kids from finding their way in, at least he's not actively marketing himself towards them. To entertain children, you need to be shouting bro and
Wait, have you not seen Train? Look, I'm not saying the Train has a specifically younger audience or caters to younger people. Train just does Train. It's his kind of like, he does his persona. But a lot of his kind of like men's rights advocacy does definitely appeal to a younger group, like a younger demographic. I'm not saying young as in kids, no, but young as in like young adults.
oh my god, guys, at the camera every 2 seconds. But Train sits there in his empty, plain white penthouse apartment, silently clicking replay on various slots most of the time. It's really riveting stuff.
How their nickname was moved into what looks to be an empty apartment. Listen here, bitch. I don't see what the fuck's empty about this. I have my counter. I have my kitchen appliances. I have my fucking 10,000.
Just so you know, like, I know this exact kind of template, all right? Like, these are Vancouver, like, multi-million-dollar millionaire homes. Like, when I used to work in the film industry, these are the kind of apartments we would rent out because we would film, like, you know, extensive scenes in them. But these are just, like, this is like a Vancouver special. So if he is actually in Vancouver, these are the ones that are, like, they're waterfront, you can see the harbor, and they're fucking expensive.
$1,000 couch. I have my $10,000 TV. Maybe if, you know, you had a fucking brain.
But that's where we come to Aiden Ross, another of Twitch's largest streamers. His audience are the types of people who find it funny when he pretends to be gay when he's not. Because being gay is funny, guys. That's the joke. Aiden's audience is young. And being 20 years old, Aiden is not even old enough to gamble himself in the USA, where he lives. Online casino Rubet decided to contact Aiden to offer him a sponsorship to gamble on stream. Rubet offered him $1.6 million a month, much more than what Train is getting for a streamer with a younger audience. What did Aiden say to Rubet's proposal? I need dick. From what I know, Rubet kept Dick out of the deal and went ahead with the $1.6 million
because
per month deal.
the gay.
But because he's only
okay.
20 years old and Rubet isn't technically legal in the States, they plopped him on a private jet to Mexico with all of his lovely friends, aka all of the worst people on the internet.
This plane was 78 G's.
Wait, isn't this the person who's Logan Paul or Jake Paul? I always forget which one. Isn't he the co-host of the Jake Paul show?
What? Bro, what? Yo,
This is sick as fuck.
These are all our pools. Fucking jacuzzi, bro. Summer, you want to do a hot tub stream, you do it right there. Wow.
I'm gonna take a booty fake right there, up there.
Take one right there. These girls do their squats. Did you do squats this morning?
Yeah.
And I got paid $100,000 to do this. It's the Rubet logo. The whole reason we're in fucking Cabo. This is the good shots, bro. This is nuts.
You're getting a tattoo. Why?
I don't know about you, but I can't imagine any.
How, like, there's no better way to say that I am completely 100% for sale. Like, even my body, like my literal body. I was like, oh yeah, no, I'll tattoo your gambling casino logo on my skin.
One over the age
For
of
100 grand? Are you fucking
enjoying
kidding
this
me?
Content. But I guess Rubet don't really seem to care. Back to the debate.
Never back away.
Train reduces to calling Ethan a virtue signaler.
It is unfair. It is fucking bad.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know how this isn't just like could be utilized to radicalize normies, right? Because if you watch this, are you watching this and being like, yo, it's the life I want? I guess that's the thing. Most people see that and like, yeah, that is cool. I one day hope that I become famous enough online that a company approaches me and will brand me, yes, brand me with their logo for pay. That is the dream, and he's living it. One day I could have that.
Faith, and you are virtue signaling.
By the way, if you ever accuse someone of virtue signaling, you've lost the argument. Stop. So the stream eventually got to a point where the H3 crew looked up Stakes HQ on Google Maps and found that it was in what they called a hut or a shack, and hilarity ensues.
This
is their headquarters.
Holy
Let's go
fuck.
back to.
Holy
It
fuck.
doesn't.
This is a shed in the fucking ass.
Okay.
Now, what the fuck is the story behind
That was so funny.
the hut? You're about to learn a lot about a country that you...
Hey, Darkient, thank you so much
Tier 2 subscription.
for the tier 2 subscription. Really appreciate that.
probably never heard of before. To open a casino, you need to obtain a license to be able to legally operate in the country that you want to trade in. This license
Nice.
basically reassures the
Good
government
switch.
that your casino is fair and not rigged in any way via various checks and balances. When you Google how to get a gaming license for your brand new startup casino, you are digitally slapped in the face by Curacao. Welcome to Curacao, a small island only 40 miles long just off the Venezuelan coast, and recently an
40
autonomous
miles.
island after it broke free from Dutch colonial rule in
Nice.
2010.
Base.
Here you can enjoy culture, cuisine, music, dancing, sandy beaches, or open your very own crypto casino. Curacao is the #1 choice for quick, easy and cheap gaming licenses for your casino for a monthly fee of only around $3,000 per month and 0% VAT and 0% tax. Happy days! Woo! A Curacao license only requires that you have your company based in Curacao and to have your casino servers based there too. It doesn't matter if your company's HQ is literally a shed. This is what we call a brass plate operation. But there are many countries around the world that don't accept Curacao licenses, including the USA,
Oh, man, this just
the
gets
UK,
better and better.
France, Curaçao's former colonial daddy, the Netherlands, and Curacao itself. Yep, licensing bodies in Curacao are handing out gaming licenses that its own government does not want anything to do with. So good news, residents of Curacao, of which I'm sure there are many watching. If you want to play an online casino based in your own country under a license granted by an official body based in your own country, you can do that by traveling to Canada or Australia. You cannot get a casino gambling license straight from the Curacao
This is how Vancouver enters the story. That's why all these monstrously huge Twitch streamers are coming here. Also, I mean, I'm already established here. I could probably just set this up right away. All we need to do is get ourselves a license. Guys, gals, and M-pals, come on. This is how we're going to do the revolution. Through crypto gambling.
Ministry of Justice, which is their official governing body. But some time ago, they issued 4 master licenses to 4 separate organizations.
You have to understand, I'm not watching this in disgust to be like, well, this is just a terrible practice. I'm just here to learn, okay? I'm writing down notes. This is just, it's all part of the plan, everybody.
Turn issue sub-licenses to individual casinos. In fact, the government has shed all responsibility and
we're finally
does
gonna start
not
that surf
participate
coin.
in monitoring or protecting the rights of players.
It's perfect. All of it's perfect. It all works out. Everything.
Room to scammers who cheat players scot-free. Unfortunately, as is all too often the case, players experiencing problems with a casino licensed in Curacao have little...
Twooby, I worked as an artist for gambling machines for 2 years. What was that like? Because the art is good. Like, it's always like, if it's an animal game, it's really nice lions and bears and tigers. And if it's like a wizard game, it'll have all this magic. Like, I can't disparage the animation, but it's got to be draining. I imagine.
Chance of ever getting help from
Don't get me wrong, I would
regulators.
take that job.
So this is why many countries don't accept them. What's
Being a
more,
gig
there
worker
is
is hard.
actually nothing in Curacao law which actually stipulates that holders of a master license can legally issue sub-licenses to other companies, and there are even documents showing the Curacao government actually refusing to offer sub-licenses to a new master license applicant, with them stating that it would be too difficult for the master.
It was a pretty fun job, but I could never shake the feeling that your art is being used to drive addiction. Yeah. I mean, this indigenous organization that I'm a part of a long time ago offered me $10,000 to do a pro pipeline video. And that was back when like $10,000 would have been like life-changing for me. And I was just like, oh, every day, just like, oh God. But like, I couldn't do it because of my mom and everything. But like, yeah, it's like the money in those periods in your life. I mean, like, especially if you're like an artist, like it's hard to find gig work that doesn't like exploit you, especially because there's online markets for gig workers. I know because I was doing freelance editing for a long time and it sucks. Like it absolutely sucks.
License holder to be responsible for so many sub-licenses. Yet there are hundreds of online casinos operating under these sub-licenses anyway, including...
10K is a lot of money. This is not because I'm more moral than most people, or I just have this amazing moral compass. That was because I was comfortable enough in my regular job, and I would have shamed my mother. My mother has been, like, arrested protesting pipelines. That's why. I was not like, you know, hey, bow down before me, all of you. I did not accept the buyout. No. If it had been a buyout for something else that was also shady, I probably would have taken it. You know, at the time when $10,000 is, like, you know, a life-changing amount of money.
Lilibet.com. What? That bitch Meghan Markle is at it again. Now she's commodifying her own daughter, dragging Her Majesty's sacred name through the mud. Both Steak and Rubet appear to have the exact same company address, The Hut, with Rubet being run by a company called Raw Entertainment BV and Steak by a company called Medium Rare NV. I couldn't find anything about both of these companies apart from
Medium Rare? What should we call our shady gambling company for a front? I don't know. Well done? No, that's too obvious. Medium Rare. They'll never see it coming.
the fact that they're both registered in Cyprus. Something tells me that this is all set up kind of like this on purpose to hide whoever's behind these operations. Steak and Rubet are both using sub-licenses issued by Antilophone NV, one of the 4 official Curacao bodies. If you have a complaint to make about a casino licensed by Antilophone NV, and you might find that you need to make a complaint if you suddenly realize that your account has been blocked because you tried to withdraw winnings, but they discovered that you were using a VPN when you were playing. Rushdie happily advertises that the casinos they're working with is VPN friendly. I'm sure Steak would be able to tell Rushdie to remove this VPN friendly phrase from this ad on his Twitch profile if they really wanted to, quite easily. Just tell him to remove it because it's against their T's and C's to misrepresent the location you're playing from in any way, but they...
You know what's wild is like, this is so shady. This is so unbelievably shady, you know, from the ground on up. And even then, they can't follow their own shady ass rules. Like, that is wild.
Don't seem to have done so. Now, these licenses do some regulations, such as if the casino is found to be using fake software, i.e. it's rigged, then the master license holding body may ask them to remove the game, but they won't require the casino to pay back any
rules are just
losses to customers who may have played the game up until that point. And to be fair to Antilophone NV, they do apparently carry out background checks on the casinos that they sub-license, and they are apparently more responsive to complaints.
That would be the only reason that I would assume they would do something like that, because it's the purpose being that you don't have to pay out your winnings, right? It seems like a loophole, but it's also an illegal loophole from what I can tell. It's against their own terms of service.
Other Curacao master license holders, but they're very elusive and there's barely any information about them online, and finding out how to contact them is a bit of a mission in itself. The reputation of Curacao licenses in general is very poor in the casino industry, and they are allegedly very lax because they're very cheap, which means they probably don't have enough resources to properly supervise every sub-license that they issue. Basically, it sounds to me like it's a sort of diploma mill of gaming licenses. And holding a Curacao gaming license allows you to easily open a bank account with certain banks who will allegedly quite happily trust that all of the money coming into the account are proceeds from your casino. Think Breaking Bad car wash. Unfortunately, the island of Curacao has been rife with political and financial corruption since its independence from the Netherlands government in 2010. It turned out that the first prime minister that was elected for their newly autonomous government was taking bribes from a notorious mafia boss, as alleged by the Italian police, who owns several casinos and is called the King of Slots. And this guy had so much power over the PM, he attempted to choose his cabinet ministers for him, including a particular banker that he liked, but the operation was uncovered and it was found that the PM was also laundering money himself and was arrested and sent to jail for 3 years, with Curacao also sentenced to 18 months. On the 3rd of May 2013, a story appeared in the Curacao Chronicle website about a politician, Helmin Veals, claiming in an interview that he had sufficient documents to prove that a government-funded telecom provider had been involved with the unlicensed illegal sales of lottery tickets to minors on the island, and that the profits were being funneled into an offshore bank to avoid taxes. 2 days later, Veals was enjoying a beer on the beach with his friends and had let his security guard go home for the day. Shortly after, 2 men approached him and shot him 5 times in broad daylight in front of families and children, killing him instantly. Veals was very popular and had won the 2012 elections by a landslide. His only enemies were the few people getting rich through Curacao.
Wait, does Trainwrecks or XQC know this? Was this brought up in the debate that is causing assassinations and political instability in an impoverished nation that used to be a colony? Are you kidding me? How does this keep getting worse? Yeah, I expect to be surprised, but holy shit. It's just like thing upon thing upon thing upon thing upon... This could not be more shady.
Curacao's systems that he spoke out against. His powerful opponents were offshore online gaming accountants, corporate services providers,
and we think that Twitch politics is bad?
bankers.
This is kind of like Twitch politics basically doing fucked up shit in the real world.
Anonymous tax-exempted criminal shell company holders, plus the governments of the Netherlands, Curacao, Aruba, and St. Martin. Together, they'd created the world's largest illegal and unregulated criminal financial offshore online gambling empire ever, under the radar since 1993. The gunman was later found out to be a man from a local drug gang who was paid 23,000 euros to carry out the hit. The man who paid him eventually got convicted and sentenced to 25 years in 2017. However, there are many rumours about other suspects involved in the hit who have ties to the Curacao government and gambling industry. In March this year, Curacao's former Minister of Finance, who was in office at the time of the first PM, was sentenced to 30 years for fraud and provoking the murder of Veals. His half-brother was the owner of the lottery that Helmin Veals exposed. 2 other people involved in Veals' murder have also mysteriously died, one of them Epstein style. Here on the Mooncat channel, you can always trust any video topic to unravel a dark and disturbing world of deep political corruption and or murder. Subscribe now for more. In the years since, Curacao's
I am actually going to agree with that advice, because this documentary so far has been absolutely thorough, fantastic, and this is it's like not a monstrously big channel, but 55,000 subs. Like, this is like S-tier quality production, you know? Good research, good delivery, entertaining, sketches, everything from the ground on up. I'm putting the link in both chats, so please, if you are watching right now, go give a sub, reward all her hard work.
With the legality of their sub-licenses, of which hundreds are being used around the world, has been neglected. The licenses remain separate from Curacao's current government, who do not deal with any customer complaints. So, in conclusion, not only are these streamers potentially triggering gambling addicts to gamble themselves to death, but their corporate daddies that they're staunchly defending are funneling money knowingly or unknowingly into a very secretive network of gambling interests linked to money laundering, political corruption, and the drug trade. And
Twitch? What's going on, Twitch? I feel like this story hasn't really fully blown up in the way it might. I think you're on the precipice of something here, Twitch. Like, you got a whole section, Twitch. There's a whole slot section. It's filled with people doing this. Oh no.
we're talking billions and billions of dollars. Curaçao's government-appointed gaming control board, however, is currently the licensor for all bricks-and-mortar casinos and are starting to take on online casinos now too, as they sort of slowly catch up with the modernized industry. Perhaps this could be the end for these 4 master license holders who operate independently of the government. Curaçao's money laundering and its ties to the drug trade are currently being investigated by the United States Department of State for risk assessment, with results expected in 2021. So I suppose a lot of the time nothing comes out of these things, but it will be interesting to wait and see what happens. Perhaps one day on Train Stream we'll see the bailiffs turn up.
Alright, Train, we're here!
Green and blue, get me in, bitch. Slow down right now and get the green and blue. You fucking owe me 1 good bonus. It's been 2 months. Green and blue, slow down, get me in.
Dude! Where's all your stuff?
But when this is marketed towards children, it's especially dangerous. And it clearly works. Kids are impressed by money. They want easy ways to make money all the time. That's why you see these kids creators like Jake Paul and the Ace family start up these incredibly expensive courses claiming that they can teach these kids how to get so rich and live in a mansion just like they're heroes. Nice. If you just follow what I say and pay me $50 a month, this can be you as well. These kids these days, they get famous playing competitive esports, and the next day they're moving into a mansion that they have no bloody clue what to do with. Real estate has not yet evolved to realise the amount of spotty teenage gamers that are now becoming millionaires. These mansions are still being built for 50-year-old men who garden and play golf and collect wine.
You want to show them the house?
Let's go inside.
Let's do it.
Got this beautiful 160 bottle wine display. However,
none of us drink wine. Not much to talk about in the kitchen. There's not much to talk about in the kitchen.
This was actually played on by Frank Sinatra himself and many other famous musicians. Thankfully, the owners left this piano here for us to enjoy. This is the coolest thing I've ever done in my entire life. We got our own snack bar, boys.
Yo, what up, Moon Clan? It's your girl, Face
Oh,
Moon
the
here.
planet is healing.
I just moved into this
The planet is healing.
New
God
pad in
damn.
Central LA, guys.
None of us drink
sports
wine.
car collection. I don't actually have a driving license yet. I haven't really needed one because me mum just brings me tendies while I scream at other 14-year-olds on Valorant for like 20 hours a day. But like, I've got this sick all-white piano here. I don't really like know how to like play piano, but
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna
why
say,
don't I teach
wasn't Sinatra a singer? Like,
myself like right now? Hey Siri, download sheet music for In My Stussies by Lil Yachty. I don't break a sweat over pussy. Little penis bitch, can nobody overlook me. My bitch so bad and her pussy talk with me. Chopin, eat my ass. No way, bro. That's pretty sus. Is he dead, bro? L. There's like all these bottles
Yeah,
that
one's
the
in
old
chat.
owner left here when he passed away, and his family didn't seem to realise that they were all down.
But you know
with it,
what?
so, like,
You know what? The industry's going to catch up. It's going to catch up. I guarantee you. There's going to be McMansions that are designed specifically towards a younger demographic, the Zoomer demographic. You know, there's going to be Zoomer McMansions, not these old ones for the old rich dudes. All right, there's going to be the ones that the young players deserve.
like now I'm like stuck with all
None of us
these
drink
dusty ass bottles, bro.
Can't
And
believe
honestly, I don't even like wine, bro. And it's like probably like super fucked up and like out of date now. But what I'm gonna do, right, is just like yeet them all into the trash.
Yeah,
and
there's
put
going to
my-
be like Among Us, like giant, I don't know, statues all over the place and shit. And there's going to be fucking, I don't know, drip
Funko Pop
lean.
collection here instead, because
I don't know what kids do.
Pretty fucking dope. This is the kitchen where Mom cooks me tendies, and honestly, like I've never been in here before, and I don't understand like what any of these things do. This is the games room, and I will definitely choose playing these extremely clunky and repetitive arcade games from the 80s over being paid to play first-person shooters with my friends on a 64GB.
Hannah, welcome in, Raiders. It's very good to see you. We're watching a stunning documentary, and I'm going to use this opportunity to do two things. One, plug Hannah. Everyone go to twitch.tv/Hannah Reloaded. She's based, obviously. She will do some funny reviews of ghouls. But also, Hannah, if you haven't watched this video, it is a content goldmine. And also, go support this content creator. Münecats? I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. But this has been just a thorough destroying of Trainwreck's XQC, like a dropkick to this fucking gambling meta bullshit that's been going on for a while.
RAM Intel Core i7 10th Gen gaming PC with AMD Radeon.
And one more time, please go to twitch.tv/Hannah Reloaded. She's awesome. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders.
RX 5600 graphics
münecats is a fucking beast. She's fucking awesome. She's really funny.
I'll play these all the time, and I just wanted to remind you guys that this is our house.
We found the QAnon mass video dump effort on YouTube today. Oh,
we
nice.
built this together, guys, with all of your support. This is our house that I live in. Remember to subscribe and cop that merch so that we can buy an even bigger house next time. See you next time, FaZe, Moon, Clan,
Honestly, I can't even imagine what it's like to be a kid.
Yeah, this whole thing from the start, so it's gone, like, it's long, I'll give you that, it's like 37 minutes, Hannah, but like, okay, so the first bit of it rips into like XQC, all of them, by the way, I didn't know, like, almost every superstar streamer has been doing this gambling meta shit, like even Mizkiv, and he even goes as far as being like, they offered me $35,000 an hour, but you know, and then I was like, oh wow, he turned it down, good for him, that's a huge amount of money to say no to, and then the chat's like, oh no, he did it. He just feels really bad about it, he's sorry.
These days, just being brought up by esports gamers. You know who I was brought up by? Men with real jobs. Postman Pat, Builder, Thomas the Tank Engine, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
so hetero,
Mr.
I love
Blobby. Well, at least he tried. He tried to work real jobs. He tried. How would I have turned out if all they did was flex their wealth on me for hours on end when I got home from school?
Dad, I'm trying to find ways of earning more pocket money.
Oh well, I've got the perfect opportunity for you, son. You see...
As XQC streamed gambling? Yeah, he was part of the gambling meta. It was Trainwrecks and XQC. They would both have like outrageous numbers. Trainwrecks would have like 30 to 40, which is like, you know, a lot more than he normally has. And XQC would have like 80,000 people watching. And the two of them were just doing slot machines. At first I was like, what is going on? And so you watch them for a little while. I was like, as someone I guess who just isn't into slot machines in IRL, I was like, I don't get this. But like the chat just eating up like, whoa, big money, here we go.
It's this new thing which all the other kids are using to get rich, and it's called cryptocurrency.
Oh, yeah. Hannah, not only is it disgusting, it's so shady. The whole thing across the board. They did it with, it's a cryptocurrency casino. They had a promo code that's in the top corner. Like, hey, let me just use me for a second. Promo code right here. Just you know, where everyone can see it. So all the people watching, including young viewers, are like, oh, if I just say I'm 18 plus, I can sign on. All I need is a crypto wallet. They're doing it through this weird shady licensing that's exploiting an ex-colony that had the prime minister's like what was it, assistant assassinated because the whole thing was like running in cahoots with the mafia. Like, it's wild. They both had to move, well, not both, because XQC was already in Canada. Train moved to Vancouver, where I live, just to be able to skirt the laws that the US has against doing what he's doing, and they're pulling in $1 million a month from this scam. It's wild.
And as
like, what a story.
Fact,
oh, and these are the same motherfuckers who were so upset about the booba meta, during the hot tub meta. They were so mad about that. Like, they were the ones who were just like, oh, like, Trainwrecks is the one, like, this fucking hot tub meta has to stop, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, yeah, beautiful women with giant tits, and I can't control them. This is disgusting. How can children be exposed to these delicious tits that I want to play with? Like, holy fuck.
I know the best one you can use to get rich beyond your wildest dreams, and it's called the MILF token.
The MILF token?
Yes, get it now before it's too late, son. And once you've got rich doing that,
oh, probably.
you can use my code
it peaks when I'm mauled.
on this online crypto casino to turn that into even more money. That's P-A-T, Pat.
Wow, thanks, Dad.
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his stacks of cash. Early in the morning, the MILF tokens were soaring. Pat sold out and bought himself a boat.
Check it out.
Pat sold out and bought himself a boat. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat has left his job. Bought a Lamborghini, has 3 girls in bikinis.
Of course.
Never seen an ass as fat as that. Never seen an ass as fat as that. Nicholas Mendoza, Sam Murdoch, Zoe LeChance, Amanda Jones.
All right, I'm gonna leave this running because she's doing Patreon names. But please go support this channel. That was one hell of an effort. From the research to the revelations to the comedy, the sketches, that was great. That was fantastic. And what a takedown! Holy shit! Like, I'm astonished that Twitch has allowed this to go on for as long as it has. I didn't know it was like, I knew parts of it are shady. I just thought on the surface this is really like scummy behavior. To have a promo code and to be like, come join me, come gamble, you know, it's totally fine. Watch me win hundreds of thousands of dollars that I'm actually paid to do, so it doesn't really count. Like, I was like, that's a scumbag. I didn't know that it was going to go as far as the fact that they had this offshore server account in another country that used to be a colony because this is a way they can cheaply exploit this. Hey, do you like movies? Do you like Serfs? Do you want movies and Serfs watching the movies? So then come over to the new channels. It's the Serfs the cinema. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, you know, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like, just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, may you shower us mortals with gifts from the heaven. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are your humble jesters, clowning around for your amusement. To our lord, Trevor R. and Alexander Thaler, we give you our thanks for this meager land for us to toil our seed. To our knights of the round table, Egbard Sealine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariana McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Ants Are Still Running the World, Coulter Smith, Tom Groh, Val 9000, Jenna Tal, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Saren 42, Chronic de Hemphog, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our glasses and we salute you, our comrades.